alcoholic, and so I understand how addiction not only affects the individual, but those around them. I'm a grateful member of Al-Anon, and one of my favorite books is, I pull this out all the time, so the people who know me just probably rolling their eyes, but it's called Discovering Choices. And the title in the chapter 5 is called Recognizing That a Better Way Possible. And to paraphrase the chapter a bit, it says, the recognition that we have choices opens the door to hope. Hope, despite the effects of addiction, allows us to see a range of other possibilities. We broaden our vision and we find ways to fill our moments with comfort, joy, and serenity, leaving behind fears that once seemed insurmountable. And I always carry that with me because, without hope, there's really nothing. And I'm so proud of these graduates who had the courage to walk through our doors and to be vulnerable, to ask for help and to receive that help and to stick with that help. And that, here we are with their, the pinnacle of their accomplishment is graduating from recovery. We know recovery is a one day at a time step, but we are, the gift of sobriety is really priceless. And life is so great when you're out from under that veil of addiction. So I really say, keep up the great work. We are here for you. Our vision statement, our mission and our vision statement, which is what we do every day, our vision statement says that we are committed to providing opportunities for women and their families to take greater control over their lives, physically, emotionally, and economically. And these 35 women that we are applauding today are proof of that. So kudos to all of our graduates, and keep up the great work one day at a time. I am now going to, I have a quote somewhere, right? Didn't you guys pull out a quote for me? Oh, you didn't have my pretty picture. Look at how pretty I am when I have like my makeup on and stuff.
Oops. There you go.
Ta-da! And so the quote is from Robert Collier, and it says, "Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out." And it is. It's just one step at a time, one day at a time. Sometimes it's 1 hour or 1 minute at a time. And so I would really, I'm excited to introduce Susanna Wolfe. Susanna was one of the first graduates of the Recovery Court under Judge Joan Sonnenberg. And so we're super excited to hear Susanna speak today. So, that's a super cute picture. Look at how cute that picture is. So welcome, Susanna. Thank you so much for joining our party today, our celebration.
Thanks for inviting me, Ashley. I appreciate it. First off, I just wanted to say congratulations to the graduates. Completing treatment was the hardest thing I've ever done. One of the hardest things I've ever done, and it was the best thing I ever did for myself. I'll just tell you guys a little bit about me. I'm 35. I got sober when I was 28. I started doing heroin when I was 21. So I had a really long, rough battle of just being completely miserable, and it's important for me to talk about that and remember that time in my life because I want to stay humble. I have a sobriety date of January 1st, 2015. I'm coming up on 7 years, which blows my mind still. I never thought my life could be so good. I don't know. I had many times in my life, when I was in active addiction where I wanted to get sober, and I didn't even know that it was possible. I thought that's how I was going to live and that's how I was going to die. And, and I wanted to die, really. That's how it was. And the best thing that ever happened to me was I got put on probation and got put in drug court. And it was super intense. It was a lot of responsibility. Getting sober is not easy. It's not fun in the beginning. but the best thing that ever happened to me was going to treatment and getting put in drug court. And I didn't think after that I would stay sober. I didn't see this life of being sober. I thought I would at least drink, and somehow AA grew on me. And I started to enjoy my life again. And if I can tell the graduates anything, what keeps me sober today is, staying in the process, continuing to learn and grow within myself, sorry, I have a call. And staying humble, and just keeping it a day at a time. For me, I have to keep growing, I was just telling my friend yesterday, every time this time of the year, it's the time of the year where it's cold and it's getting dark a little early, and I kind of want to stay on my couch and like not really go to a meeting all the time because it's cold. And this is the time of the year where I learn more about myself, and I have to really focus on myself and how I'm going to grow, what am I going to do to stay sober for next year? Because really, I'm not promised this. Just because I have some years doesn't mean I got it. Like, I don't even know what is that getting it, I feel like I'm rambling. But really, I just do everything I was taught in the beginning. And if I can tell you guys anything, just remember everything that you've learned in treatment, and don't stop doing that stuff, because that stuff still saves my life every single day, whether it's, not just going to a meeting, but, working on my character defects and just working on myself, and continuing to grow. And today, my life is amazing. I never thought my life could be so good. I did not see, having more than a year sober. I thought I would get off probation and, I would just figure out some way to drink or get high. And that, hasn't happened yet by the grace of God. But today, I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I work at a treatment center, and I love working with people in treatment. I love my job. I wake up in the morning and I don't hate going to work. But it gets better. It just gets better. And really, life happens, and life will happen to you guys, and just use your tools, use everything that you learned in the beginning, because those things will just get you by, even if it is just reaching out or, going to a meeting. That stuff has helped me so much, because sobriety, it's not easy. Like I said, life happens. I've had a lot of struggles in my sobriety, and I haven't felt the need to pick up or use or drink, because I just know I'm just going to go right back to where I was. And I really don't want to go to treatment again. I just, it's hard. It's so hard. So I give you guys a lot of credit, and just, don't forget this time, because I miss those days when I was in group and I was laughing with the girls. Those were, it was hard, but those were great times. But I think that's all I have, and congratulations, and I wish you guys all the best.
Thanks so much, Susanna. Really appreciate hearing your story. I know Nicole and I have been talking to you 2 years about presenting your story to us. So thank you for joining us today. And thanks for being an inspiration, especially helping out in the field now. That's great to see. So our next speaker up is Chris Burke, who was a graduate in 2018. And Chris also has a special experience within the field with her professional experience before she came to the Women's Recovery Center. So I'm extremely excited and honored to welcome Chris Burke.
Okay. Can you guys see me? Okay. Hi, my name is Chris Burke, and I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic. I came to the Women's Center in 2018. My sobriety date is January 8th of 2018. I didn't want to be in treatment. I didn't think that I needed treatment. I was a drug and alcohol counselor for over 25 years. And so I thought I had all the answers. Well, after 34 years of sobriety, I relapsed. And I can tell you that I stopped doing what I was supposed to be doing. I got into a very unhealthy, toxic relationship, as a lot of women can relate to that. And he used on and off through the relationship. My husband had died in 2009, I'm sorry. And in those 34 years of sobriety, I did become a drug and alcohol counselor. My life was really good. And then when he died, I refused to grieve the loss. I ran into a relationship, like I said, that was very unhealthy. And he used periodically. We fought all the time. And, you know, I can't blame him for picking up that substance that I picked up, but I can tell you that most people will tell you that it was so unlike me. I'm what they call a real alcoholic. And I had lost everything when I first got sober in 1984. I couldn't get out of a bed to brush my hair or brush my teeth. I was at the lowest point in my life. I wanted to kill myself. I had lost custody of all 3 of my children. And back then, mothers didn't lose kids. And there was a lot of shame and guilt. And I literally could not get out of that bed to do anything. I crawled out of the bed one day and I got on my knees and I surrendered to God. And because I had heard that at a million AA meetings that I had been to. I had lost a brother and a sister due to the disease of addiction, both tragically in their 20s. And I was just an angry, bitter person. And I used alcohol to take away all my problems and all my issues. And, but I surrendered in 1984 and I got clean, and my life it was like a full circle. It was a wonderful life. And I married a man that was just truly a very spiritually sober man. We had a wonderful marriage. And after he died, I closed myself off. I didn't want to grieve. Like I said, I got into a very bad relationship. And there happened to be, I was a real alcoholic. I really didn't use drugs, but I had, there was a substance that was sitting on my counter one day, and I was watching him. He was running around the house. He was cleaning. He was doing this. He was doing that. And it was that quick. I picked it up and it was methamphetamines. And I took it and I fell in love. I truly fell in love at that point. And I started using it. And I wasn't out there very long, but I was out there long enough to catch a case that involved 18 people. They called it conspiracy. They said we were manufacturing methamphetamines because we were actually buying the Sudafed to make the drug. And I was facing up to 12 years in prison. And I was 62 years old at that point, and scared to death. I got this thing in the mail. It was an indictment. I'd never been arrested a day in my life. I'd never been in any trouble. I knew a lot of the judges. I had taken clients to some of the judges downtown. And here I am standing in front of this judge who tells me that he can give me treatment in lieu of conviction. And thank God for the Women's Center of Greater Cleveland, because I didn't want to go to treatment. Like I said, I thought I knew everything. After all, what are they going to tell me? And I walked in there and they assigned Pam as my counselor, and thank God for Pam. Pam was the greatest counselor. She knows her stuff. She could read between the lines on anything. You're not going to get away with anything, but she's got that kind, loving compassion. And that's what I needed, because I was so ashamed and guilt-ridden. I had let my family down, my children down. I really had thoughts of killing myself at that point. But I decided I was going to follow directions. I was going to sit down in that group room and shut my mouth And I mean, you know, we laughed, we cried, we laughed, we did all kinds of things in those groups. And like I said, Pam was she was the right woman for me. And you know, we were in there quite a long time. Me and one other girl, it was a joke. It got to be a joke, like, when are we getting out of here? But you know what? It was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And I found out that I didn't know anything. And so since then, I have been in the middle of the bed. You know, you got to be in the middle of the bed. You got to be willing and open and honest, and you got to go to meetings. And that's, you know, what I do today. I go to meetings, I sponsor, I do a group at a women's sober women's center, and I stay active. I drew in a lot of solid women. We go on trips together, we go on retreats together, we do all kinds of great things, and I'm a part of. In my life, you know, I thought, you know, that it was over. I really thought, you know, that nobody was going to trust me again. And, you know, we hurt everybody. We take everybody down that road of hell and destruction with us. And we think we're only hurting ourselves, you know. And I disappointed a lot of people. And yet the people in AA, they love me, you know, and they took me under their wing, and I started back from square one, step one. You know, I had to work these 12 steps, and I have to put them in my life and work on those defects of character. They're still there, but I have tools today, and I know how to de-escalate myself, because I can get pretty wound up. Pam will tell you that. And I'm so very grateful for the judge that sent me there. And the Women's Center is a wonderful opportunity. And you might not like treatment in the beginning, but I'm telling you, you know, it saved my life, and my life is good today. I have no, you know, my children trust and love me, and I have grandkids today. I can be a grandmother. Life is good. I have no complaints. I did retire in 2014. So I do a little bit of jobs, or I volunteer. I do some things on the side, but I'm just grateful. I'm very grateful to the center and Pam and everybody that works there. I thank you so much. And that's all I've got. I appreciate everything. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris. I was looking forward to your story, and you did not disappoint. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I will turn it over to Pam Boyer, our clinical director, to congratulate the graduates.
Hey, well, thank you, Chris, and thank you, Susanna, for sharing today. I really appreciate that. Oh my goodness.
I know you don't like that picture. Sorry, Jasmine, don't repeat that again.
I don't know who to get for that picture, but anyway. Thank you all for attending today's Women's Recovery Center graduation. I have the honor of reading the names of the clients who are in attendance with us today. On today's call, we recognize that all of the 35 clients, or all the 35 graduates, all of them could not attend today, and some felt, you know, not comfortable sharing, but we do honor all of them. Here are the graduates we will be honoring tonight. We also, I'm sorry, lost my place here. Okay, here are the graduates that we will be honoring tonight. Please feel free as I call your name to say hello if you like, and you are also welcome to share if there is someone celebrating with you today. First, we have Heather Tokar.
Me and Melissa. Congrats, Melissa.
Okay. Yeah, and then next we have Melissa Cartet.
Hello.
Is there anyone celebrating with you today?
Just my 2 kids.
Okay.
And you guys, of course.
Well, congratulations. And Chris, we can't forget you either. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We are proud of all our 35 graduates, and we are excited to have been part of your recovery journey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If anybody did not let Jasmine know they wanted their name read off, feel free to say hello now. You can announce your name at this moment. All right. Thank you to everyone. And I will go ahead and close this out as I usually do. So I will try to make it short and sweet. I'm Ashley Estelle, the Executive Director of the Women's Recovery Center. And I just wanted to put in a few slides here to let you guys know what we've got going on at the Women's Recovery Center. Love throwing our mission in and keeping that forefront. And just to let you know, we did change our mission last year. When we were going through CARF accreditation, we realized that we needed to change to serve women and their families to the forefront of our mission statements. You'll see that we moved that up. Always remembering that that is the most important aspect of our services, is serving the women and their families. Obviously, substance use disorder is a large part of that and the barriers that surround SUD, but we are always in service. Some quick statistics here to remind you, we are at 584 drug-free babies to date. So that's always a great one. So that is all the babies that have been born to our women who have been attending sober. And so drug-free babies there. Our success rate is at 45%. So that will be for the last 3 years. You guys know that you've heard 55%, 90 days post-graduation. This year, I think we were at an 80% post 90 days graduation, so higher in this year. And then COVID, we did not do as well with our graduates, but I'm looking forward to keeping our numbers high so our graduates can continue to recover at good rates, and we can continue to serve them well. All right, some fun 2021 stats so far. We have received 127 referrals, and we have received 55 self-referrals within those. So a big shout out to our graduates and our current clients. I think word of mouth has been really big, especially this year. So just wanted to give you guys a shout out and thank you for believing us and sending friends, family members our way. That was a big part of the self-referrals this year. It's a huge increase for us, which I really appreciate and thank you guys for. And we have treated 75 clients this year. So getting back up to pre-COVID numbers, we are at 115. So excited to get there next year and surpass that. In 2021, we achieved CARF accreditation, which is international accreditation of rehabilitation facilities. So really excited to have that stamp at the Women's Recovery Center. We reopened childcare in July of 2021. Most of you remember that we had it and had to close it during the pandemic, but we reopened it and have a great childcare supervisor and 2 childcare providers that are very loving and amazing, and really excited to see that programming grow and be more robust. We started Uber Health Lyft programming in August. So our clients that are outside of an hour bus ride can access Uber Health and Lyft to get treatment at the Women's Recovery Center. So really excited to help break down that transportation barrier for our clients. And we started music therapy with In Harmony services in October. So we have that going through the end of December, and we will talk about if we're doing that again in the spring. They are doing a mommy and me group and also in our regular groups. So I think that's been pretty well received. It's been fun. I've enjoyed seeing the drums as I walked by, but it seems like a great program. And we have started art workshop. Again, many of you know Miss Francis did art therapy for a very long time and was very loved by many. We have started doing art workshop again, so once a month for our clients. Some fun things we have coming up in 2022. We are reopening evening treatment, hoping to do that early next year. Obviously, many of you have accessed evening treatment. That's great for working individuals in the daytime. So excited to get that going again and offer that service to more women. We are going to be doing a curriculum review. So as alumni that are on the call, we may be contacting you to get some feedback on our curriculum to see how we could have, what we could have offered differently for you guys and had better services for you. Also, we will be looking at our mental health services and trauma-informed care. So making sure that our program is trauma-informed and seeing what additional we could add on for the mental health aspect. Also alumni, two exciting things. There is an alumni Facebook group, so feel free to join it if you have not. We'll be posting announcements there. And also there is a Women's Recovery Center. It's an AA meeting. It's not in the book yet, but it's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. So I know Lauren Hamilton and Chris Burke. So you got to hear from Chris Burke today. If you're inspired by Chris's message, you can catch her every Wednesday night at the Women's Recovery Center. So feel free to stop by. It's been a wonderful meeting so far that I've heard, and we just started offering childcare on Wednesday nights there. So if you know anybody who's looking for a group support meeting that needs childcare, feel free to send them. Yep, Susanna, we'll count on you to be there. All right. And that is everything. I wanted to thank you all very much. I will stick around for a couple minutes if anybody wants to chat. Or if you guys want to chat, we can facilitate that and get you in breakout rooms or anything you'd like to catch up individually. But thank you so much again. Very proud of the 35 graduates we've had. Thanks for your flexibility for going on Zoom instead of in person. And we're very proud of you, and thanks for being a part of our journey.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm actually gonna bounce to an Al-Anon meeting. So thank you all for your hard work, and stay with the program. Work those steps. Love you all.
Love you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Fine night. Thank you for making it happen, Susanna and Chris. Loved it.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Susanna. You guys were awesome.
Thank you.
And thanks, Ashley.
Thanks for being there for me, Lauren.
Let's see what we've got.
Congrats, guys. Thanks, Ashley, for asking me to speak. Have a good
Yeah,
night.
absolutely. We
Yeah,
can make it happen.
Thank you.
Let's do it again next week.
We'll take a little break, maybe.
Thank you, Ashley.
You guys.
See you tomorrow, Chris.
I'll be there.
All
Yeah.
right.
Do you want pizza, Lauren?
Yeah, I think we're gonna, Jennifer and I were talking yesterday. I think that was yesterday. She said she was gonna order it.
Okay.
I
Sounds
think
good.
Lauren, can I ask you
We're
a
gonna have more
question?
people this time.
Cool. I thought you were going out of town, but maybe not, huh, Lauren?
I'm going to a concert, but it starts at 8, so I'm gonna try and be at the meeting for a while.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren, if I could just speak with you for a minute,
Sure.
if I could give you a call, or, maybe we could chat. I just have to ask you a question.
I'm going to breakout room.
Oh, yeah. we
No,
can do it.
let me see
We
if I can do that.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? It's
Hey,
good to
pretty
see you.
Good to see you guys as well. Congrats to the graduates.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Stay
Cheryl.
safe. You all have a good night.
You too.
You too. Lauren, do you
Bye-bye.
know how to instruct me how to do a breakout room? I should know how to do this.
You don't see it at the bottom of the screen somewhere?
Let me stop my share.
Oh yeah, you probably can't do it when you're